Hello, everyone. I just want to spend a few minutes talking with you about our unit that we're working on. It began last week and goes through this week. We are working on the descriptive essay, but we're using this type of essay to practice the 5-paragraph essay. And that's the most important part of our lesson here. If we go back and look where we started at the Comp 1 Start here, you can see that all of these chapters are helpful in helping you to know how to post in the forum, how to do assignments in Moodle, how to check your grades, although my grades will be in my TC. I don't use the gradebook in Moodle. All of this, I believe, should be in every one of your courses. Okay, we keep scrolling down. Here's my syllabus broken into segments, or you can just go ahead and click on the whole thing. You'll also see that there's a calendar underneath it, a course calendar. That can be helpful for you so you can see what's coming down the chute. Okay, when I keep scrolling and there's nothing else there and I get to the bottom of the screen where it says about this course, I know I'm ready to go to the next screen. Okay, so the next screen is the descriptive writing essay. And we can see that in the overview, there are instructions and sometimes links that are super helpful for our writing. So I'm just going to click on Introduction. And it just says, hey, here comes an overview of your learning goals in this section. And we are going to we're going to write in a set of steps. And keep in mind that the process is that no two people do the same way. So the way that I process this 5-paragraph essay, the words that I use are going to be different from yours, but the organization is going to be exactly the same. I'm moving on to that 5-paragraph essay, and it lets us know this is a formulaic method. That means if you memorize this formula, you are going to use this same writing pattern for all of your courses. It's even a great pattern to use to write a letter to get a scholarship. This is what people expect to see of a good writer, the 5-paragraph structure. Okay, I'm moving on again. And this begins to talk about what descriptive writing is. And descriptive writing, what it does is it relays information to us, but it uses some words that appeal to our senses so that we can see what the author is describing or hear words that the author says that characters say. So we want to include sensory details into our writing right out of the chute with this first essay so that we can see you continue to use descriptive language on all of your essays. Here are learning aims. I won't spend too long here. You need to look at these, but just suffice it to say that you are going to be writing in the descriptive mode right now. We've already done the assessment. We've already done one of the forums, so we are on a good fast track. Okay, here's the directions and the reading assignment. And again, it gives you some directions about what you're going to do. Clicking again. Here are the assignments that we're going to complete. The syllabus acknowledgement and the pre-course assessment, we did both of them last week. And this week, we're going to do the descriptive essay and the grammar lab. Part of the descriptive essay is a thesis in the forum, and that is due Friday afternoon so that I can see it and make sure you've got a good thesis statement. And afterwards, the essay and the grammar lab are not due till Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. The last thing is that classroom learning packet. And y'all, it is huge. It is 92 pages long. You do not need to purchase it. You can use it in this online file. Mine should upload pretty quickly because I've downloaded it frequently. But you can see that the table of contents lets you know where everything is in this huge packet. So here's a section on descriptive writing. Now, not every teacher follows every single thing in this packet, but this is a great resource for you. So I'm going to head back out of that. And that is all that I have in the overview. So I'm going to head on out. And the best way to head out is to use either the backup arrow or the breadcrumbs that are set up. If you click out of it, you've shut yourself out of all of Moodle and you'll be really angry. Sometimes I cuss when I do it accidentally. All right, so I know the overview. I know what I can plan to see, what's going on. Now I'm going to move on to the resources that are available for me. Look, there are 10 resources. They're all great. I want to tell you, I plan for you to look at all 10 resources. And if you don't, then you will not have the skills that are required as we continue to move through. If we were in a face-to-face class, you'd be looking at these things with me in the classroom, but you are not. So you, when you signed up for an online class, you basically said, I am organized, I'm a well-disciplined student, I will do well with directions giving in an online classroom. So these are those directions. Here's our reading assignment. Here is the 5-paragraph essay. Let's take a quick look at it. All right, this is a big sheet of paper here. I'm seeing if I can make it a little bit smaller. And it explains what the 5-paragraph essay is. And moving right along, because I want you to read this, we're going to start with an introduction. We'll also have a conclusion. These things are completely separate from what goes on in the body of the essay, the 1, 2, 3 things going on in the body of the essay. We find out that in that introductory paragraph, we need to start with some kind of a hook. And then we're going to follow up that hook with some of our own comments. And eventually, there's going to be a thesis statement at the bottom of sentence number 1. Here's this hook. Well, it's a definition. It consists of 1 or more sentences that answer the question, why does somebody want to read this essay? All right, these are the hooks that you can use. You can use a definition, you can use statistics, questions, a quote that is relevant to the topic, a famous person who got involved in something you're writing about, a personal story of your own, or a brief summary and description. So you're going to start off with the hook, and that's what we've got right here. Now, again, I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. You're going to have to go back and look at it in a bit, but it's I kind of color-coded and bolded so that you could see it. You need to be familiar with the 5-paragraph essay. Paragraph 1 has a hook, and then it's got some comments based on the hook that lead us up to our main topic. The thesis itself has 3 parts to it. First of all, it lists the topic, and then it lists 3 subtopics, 3 supporting elements that you will be discussing in your paper, and it's called the thesis map or the essay map. All right, here's an example. As a graduating student embarks on a new life following high school, they can begin a trade or technical job, continue their education at a college, or consider entering a branch of the military. This thesis statement lets me know I'm going to be reading a paper about a student who's graduating from high school and the 3 options that they can choose from as they keep pursuing their adult life. I know based on this thesis statement that first I'll read about trade and technical jobs. Then I'll read about going on to college. And finally, I'll read about entering college. And that's exactly what happens here. Here is a complete introductory paragraph. We've got a hook that interests the reader. More about that in a minute. Then some connection sentences that connect the hook to our main topic. And finally, the thesis statement we just talked about. All righty. Here are some notes that you want to go over. Again, you need to be familiar with this document. All right. After you've got that introduction, you start your first body paragraph. There's going to be 3 body paragraphs. In the first body paragraph, we know what it's going to be about. it's going to be about getting some technical training right out of high school. So our topic sentence needs to say that. Our topic sentence says, hey, the rest of this paragraph is about training for a specific trade or skill. So here is the topic sentence. First of all, many graduates have acquired some training during high school that qualifies them to enter a job which requires a specific trade or skill. And then we provide some examples of that. Okay? This is the examples. Here is the topic sentence. Here is that complete paragraph. After we write this first body paragraph, we write our second body paragraph that talked about going off to college, and then we'll have some details to support that subtopic. And then finally, our third body paragraph talks about joining a branch of the United States military and some comments to support that topic sentence. All right, so once we finish the body of the essay, the 1, 2, 3 points that were in our thesis map, we write the conclusion paragraph. I know that that was a whole bunch for me to say, and that is why we provide a lot of resources. It would be great if you would read this 5-paragraph essay put together. It does have 5 paragraphs, an introduction and a conclusion, and the intro and conclusion are completely separate from the body paragraphs, body paragraph 1, 2, and 3. Each one of those starts with a topic sentence and then is followed by details to support that topic sentence. That's the 5-paragraph essay. All right, that is the end of that handout. I'm going to head back and look at our other helps. So check it out. There, following that 5-paragraph essay, there are 3 videos. Each one of those breaks it down better in a more clever way than I just did it. Please watch them. Because we're doing descriptive writing, we are going to, I'm providing a whole list of descriptive words. And here they are. You know, instead of saying it felt weird, we can use the slippery trail was covered with slimy mud. You know, just using some really descriptive words, things that the reader can imagine that they're seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, or smelling. So, great little sensory list. And then we have a planning page. Here is your planning page. I lied. This isn't the planning page. This is the student example. I might need to make some adjustments in the shell in a second. It looks like I uploaded the wrong document. But this student example is a good one. This was a student I had in the previous semester who wrote about why they loved their hometown, Atlanta, Texas, and she describes it throughout. Her name isn't really Kitty Ryder. I'm hiding her identity. Anyway, here's her thesis statement. Here are the 3 subtopics in red, in purple, in blue, and then my first topic sentence and things to support that topic sentence. Second, third, and finally my conclusion. Please read it. It's a fantastic example of a descriptive essay. All right, headed back in here. This is great right here. Let's hope that's what it is. Hook and thesis examples. There are 7 different hooks that you can use in this, on this handout. The 7 different hooks are used so that you can follow that if you like. You can start out with a definition that's in blue, and it leads up to the thesis statement with a map right after it. You can start with a statistic. You can start with a rhetorical question. You can start with a direct quote, or sometimes you can talk about the involvement of a famous person. A personal story, that's where you tell a little story about yourself. that leads into the thesis statement. And then here, this is called the 5 W's, the who, what, when, where, why, and how. And this is exactly what that does. Who is I? This isn't a true story. What did I do? I participated in the Butte City Polar Half Marathon. I just explained why and where it occurred and when it occurred. Okay, all of these are examples of hook and thesis. And so if you know what you want to write about, if it were me, I would say, okay, I will be writing about this topic. Here are the 3 subtopics I'm going to cover. A great hook for that topic, I believe, is going to be a quote. And so I am going to find a quote that hooks my reader and then provide some comments that lead up to my thesis statement that's got 3 distinct subtopics. Okay, great little handout there. And this is the student example twice, so I won't open it back up. Here is a self-edit. So before you upload your paper, you need to, I'm not going to have this be an assignment, but you need to go through these items and make sure that you can put a check in the box. All right, if I'm reading your paper and I can see no hook and your thesis doesn't have 3 subtopics, I'm going to assume a couple things. Number 1, you didn't open up all of the handouts and read them. Number 2, you didn't watch this video. And number 3, maybe you're just going to try to wing it through the class, and I promise you, you will not be able to wing it. We are learning specific formulas, organizations that are academic and needed for the rest of your academic career. So please do those things. Please take a look at everything I've listed for you. You can definitely email me if you have any questions. Here's what I want to point out. The assignments one more time. Send me as soon as you can. I would love it if there was a thesis statement. Let's see, maybe somebody put one in here. 3 people have. I'm going to review their thesis statements and let them know what I think about them. Okay, so we've got the thesis statement, and then you're going to turn in that essay after you've written it, reviewed it. You know for sure it's following the formula that we're talking about, and then you're going to just jump right into that grammar lab. Okay, so much was covered. I hope you aren't freezing to death. It's a very cold, rainy day today. I hope that you'll email me if you have any questions. Again, that the thesis statement is due by Friday so that I can give you some feedback so that you don't take off down a rabbit hole for your paper, and so that you're off to a good start. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to this really long video, and I am going to stop it now. And so have a great day.